Hi, everybody. My name is Nancy Beall. I'm with Remax, and I'm just waiting for my guest to join me today. His name is Dave Parker from Lone Pal. He is here in the Sacramento area, and he's going to give us some information about loans and what's happening in the market. I'll be talking just a little bit about the market and how to view homes and um, what's going on with Stencil in the Sacramento County. Uh, Lately, we received an email saying that real estate market is essential, which is, a lot of people thought that's great, but it's not in the Sacramento County. So that means that they're not suggesting that we do open houses or really be out there showing houses. Now, there are some companies like Taylor Morrison and some of the building companies here in Sacramento that are allowing you to, and some real estate agents here in Sacramento are allowing you to have a virtual tour so that you can go on and walk through the house. And then if that's something that you might be interested in, you can set up a private meeting to go to view the property. So those are some options that people have. I'm just looking to see if David has come on, and not yet. I'm a little bit early, but he'll be right here. Oh, my screen keeps changing to different colors. That should be interesting. I am doing this. I'm not the best video person as far as learning how to do all these different techniques, but I'm going to try my best to see if I can make this work. Go to, here we go. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm here today with Dave Parker from Lone Pal. And as my previous conversation, we're going to talk about the marketing, what's really going on, and how you can prepare, especially if you're still employed, how to prepare to be able to buy a home during this time. So I'm going to turn it over to Dave, and we're going to kind of talk back and forth. This is new to me, so this is a very raw video that we're doing, but Dave is very knowledgeable and be able to help you with some of the questions you might have. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dave.
Sure. Well, thanks, Nancy. I think, the first thing that we'll talk about is, the obvious, which is there's a lot going on right now in the financial markets. And I think relative to folks that might be watching this video playback, that might be thinking about purchasing a home, or they were thinking about purchasing a home going into the beginning part of the year, what things to be concerned about, and what things to be thinking about. And I'm sure there's obviously a lot of variables if you have a home to sell, if you're a first-time home buyer. I'll just kind of put it this way. The number one theme that I wanted to get across in this call today to those that are watching is to make sure that you're if more so than ever before, that you're in close proximity. You're in close proximity
the process
to
of being a home. Go ahead.
Yeah, experts in the field, your loan officers, your realtors like yourself, and when you're in the process, if you're interested in purchasing a home, making sure that you're in contact with those people that are helping you along the way on a regular basis. What I'm seeing specifically, as a lender right now is, especially under these current conditions, go back 5 to 6 weeks and things were just booming and we weren't talking about any of this stuff. So things have changed very quickly. And without getting into any of the doom and gloom conversation, there's a lot of things we don't know right now, obviously. We don't know when we're going to be coming through the other side of this pandemic. We don't know when the economy is going to normalize. We don't know a lot of those things. What we're reacting to right now is the same thing everybody else is, which is a lot of those unknowns. So we're controlling what we can. And that's where it gets, again, back to the same fundamentals that I think for us in the Sacramento market were in place before this health crisis and this pandemic are still there now. There's a shortage of housing in the Sacramento market relative to those that want to move into our area, relative to those that are renting right now that would like to become first-time homeowners, those that are living with family, that are graduating from school, that are taking employment in the greater Sacramento area and Placer counties and the surrounding areas. There is still more demand than there is housing for that demand. We're also looking at record interest rate lows. Few things that I'll point out, and then I'll kick it back to you, Nancy, is this. Things that are commonly on phone calls and meetings that I'm having, mostly like this with Zoom right now, is gratitude for the technology that we have. So we're able to connect with people. We happen to be in a business that allows us to work and serve clients. For me, just being able to help people financially right now, if those that already own a home through refinances, if we're able to save on their monthly payments, that's definitely helping the economy in a great way, helping to bring down somebody's expenses on a monthly basis. But the also thing is the ability to, real estate being an essential part of our economy without question. So the business is still moving forward. Realtors I know like yourself are working 7 days a week. Lenders like myself are working 7 days a week. Our county offices, while they're closed to the public, most of our counties, Sacramento and Placer, are what's called e-record. So we're still able to conduct real estate transactions. We just have to do it in a little different way. And fortunately now most people are accustomed to working on their smartphones and online. So it hasn't been a huge adjustment for folks. But when it comes to the touch and feel of, looking at homes, meeting with clients and talking about different financing options, that type of thing, we're just having to make those adjustments right now, which is okay. But again, the concern I would have, concern being not to be lackadaisical about how consistently you communicate with the team you're working with, the realtor and the loan officer. And again, the reason is on a daily basis right now, the markets, and for those folks see it on the news, you're usually seeing information that's a little bit stale, when it comes specifically to things in my side of the fence with lending and trends in the market. By the time things have made it to the general media, in most cases, those things have already happened. We've seen adjustments to pricing and rates and those things. But most importantly right now, number one is employment. And I would say that's, with the forbearance that's going on and with a lot of small businesses, we feel horribly that, businesses are obviously having to lay off workers and shut down temporarily. And that certainly plays a role when it comes to getting qualified for a new home purchase. Unfortunately, right now, it's, that verification of that income being in place would be probably the number one thing that I would talk to clients about if you're looking to start the path of purchasing a home, is going to be what is the viability of your current income. If you're self-employed, does your business rely on you being in person with people to be able to serve their needs? Just know that's probably one of the biggest things that we're looking at right now when we're working with clients, is the viability of continuance of income during this period of time. But then also credit quality and underwriting guidelines. As things continue to constrict a little bit, there's changes that are occurring to qualifying on various loan products. So that's where the communication piece comes in. So that's pretty much the biggest things that I see going on right now, Nancy.
Good information, Dave. I have a lot of people that are interested in purchasing a home, but their credit's not really, because the credit score for FHA has gone up to is it 680 now to be able to qualify?
It's lender to lender, really.
Okay.
It's so yeah, that's something that there's not a specific one size fits all. When it comes to specific guidelines, what I would say is, that's where those guidelines are changing quite a bit, especially with the government transactions, where you have the high, what we call loan to value,
Right.
smaller down payment and more moderate in terms of credit scoring. The fact is there's a liquidity crisis somewhat in the markets right now, and where those investors that support those types of products are, the appetite for that type of loan transaction starts to diminish when liquidity tightens, and that usually translates into higher FICO requirements. Whereas you might have had a 620, it might be a 660. But I say it depends, because it really does depend on the type of product you're looking at specifically. VA versus FHA, if there's down payment assistance involved, and then also lender to lender might have slightly different variations on those guidelines too. So it's important to check around a little bit on that.
Good answer. I think it's important even if you maybe can't purchase tomorrow, but maybe if you start working on things today, you're like planting the seed for your garden later on that you're able to purchase once we get back on track,
Hmm.
you know. And also the forbearance, did I say it right? A lot of people think, hey, now I don't have to pay my house payment for a couple months. Cool. Um, I'm personally telling people I'm going to pay my house payment as long as I can. What's your opinion about it? Do you think people, you know,
Yeah, that's basically exactly what you just said. It's, I think it's fantastic that there's an assist out there. There's a lifeline for people that really need it, because there's a lot of people that will truly need that assistance.
right,
What I would caution folks is that, if, to kind of your point, is if you can afford to make your payment, you have viable income, you're able to continue working through this process with this pandemic and be able to support your family, then keep making your payments, because you certainly want to protect your credit. You want to protect, and there's also a difference between forbearance and forgiveness. And what the lenders are saying is that, and the servicers for that matter, there is a level of forbearance, which means that, it gives you kind of a lifeline to be able to work with this loan servicer and be able to get some time to manage through this. But understand that on the opposite end of things, the whole goal is to get back on track and not get a free ride for a period of time if you don't need it. But those payments will generally become due and payable at the time that you're back to work. So
right.
to pretty much just what you said in simple terms, if you're still able to continue operating your business, be grateful for that, and just continue as normal and try to help other people that
Right.
might need the help more so. Yeah.
And this is and I think you bring up a really good point, David. This is day by day. Things are changing. So supposedly tomorrow we should have more information about Sacramento County being essential. So we should get some information on that, which that means whether we can actually start taking you to a house if we have an appointment. There are special documents that they have come up with now. I think it's PEAUD or something. It's another long name, but you have to sign before you go into a house, making sure that you don't have a cold or you haven't been traveling, and different requirements like that. And they're restricting no more than 2 or 3 people at a time to go into a home. So there's a couple things, and like I said, they keep changing all the time. But it's good that if you're working with an agent or with a lender, that will keep you updated. And like Dave said, it's so important to keep in contact, especially if you've been pre-qualified already, you're in underwriting. Keep talking to your lender. That this person is going to really help you through this whole process of attaining a home. Dave, I'm going to be putting your contact information on this email, this recording, so people can contact you if they have any questions or if they're interested in getting more information about getting a loan. And I also have my information if you need more information about the housing market. I will be sending out little videos. Next Monday, we'll have another little update on what's going on with the market. I also have other local businesses that will be talking about the services that they're offering on Wednesday. And so I'll keep updating this information to help us all through this time of uncertainty. Did I say it right? Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe. If you do go out, wear your gloves and your mask, and just know that you're not the only one out there. We're all going through this together. Thanks, Dave.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nancy.
You're welcome.